Živjo, Ivy here, and welcome to my channel. Today we are setting up what I was reading, so let's get into it. For this setup, I have to confess, I'm not exactly happy with the colors that I choose here, but we will work with it. I added other things to make it look more pretty. But yeah, things that I'm using here are like washi tapes and perhaps some stickers are from a store called TEMU that we have here. And I noticed certain things that I watch other content creators that make like journals, that we have like the same things, and some say they found them in dollar stores, which we don't have that. So yeah, so I guess these stores are kind of the same. They sell the same stuff, just the name is different in other countries, I guess. So whatever I bought in TEMU, or TEMU, however you pronounce it, I will try to link it all below, what I have and what I used in this video. So in May I read 4 books, and I guess that's the best I can do, like 4 books a month. If I get a 5th book in, it's probably extremely short. Otherwise, I don't think it's gonna happen. Or, you know, I'm a slow reader. I'm only going to add the stars on the side, and I will write the name of the books later. And I added reading stats. I want to try something new, because I've seen other people do in their journals. So for the first book, it's My Dark Vanessa. I had this book for a while, and I finally read it, and oh my god, this book is going to stick with me for a while. There's also a mentioning a book called Lolita, which is, I guess, inspired to make this book, and I'm kind of interested to read Lolita as well. I have it saved. In some future I will decide to read that book. Basically, what is My Dark Vanessa? So how should I say this? It's about a 15-year-old girl and 40-year-old something professor. Yeah, it's that type of a relationship. So our Vanessa lived with her parents, and they were like not secluded, but far away from neighbors. So she was basically more alone. And I guess she didn't know how to keep friends, because I don't think she had that many friends. Because when she lost her one best friend, because her best friend got a boyfriend, and their friendship kind of fell apart. And when she came back to school, and then she had this professor, I'm gonna call him Jacob because that's his name, but in the book it was written by his last name, and I don't think I will pronounce it correctly. Yeah, he kind of noticed that she's a lone wolf, she's alone, and he tried a couple of things on her, and he noticed that she isn't shying away. so he kept doing it more, and he kind of brainwashed her that he really likes her, he wants to kiss her, and all of that shit. And Vanessa, she believed him. She believed everything he said. And even though the professor kind of like said, oh, whenever you're ready for her first time, that when she says yes, they will do it. It was a complete lie. Even when she was crying, he didn't stop. That, like I said, this book is gonna stay in my head for such a long time, because it is so dark, and I feel so bad for Vanessa. And especially when in school, when it was starting to, the whispers or rumors that she was sleeping with the professor manipulated her to say that it was all her fault, that the entire fault should go on her, so he will be saved, so he wouldn't be viewed as a pedophile and not lose his job or his image, because he's a very known professor. And yeah, Vanessa kind of was then kicked out of school or something like that. 1 year passed, and I guess she kind of doesn't know how to move on from this professor, because after 1 year they kind of got back into contact. And I noticed, like, when he said that he loves her, which is a total lie, Vanessa is getting older and he is not getting more interested in her. In fact, he is looking for other younger girls and trying the same thing like what he did to Vanessa. Sadly, it backfired, because some little girls did not like him putting his hand on their leg. Yeah, he was like framed for like touching little girls and all that. But Vanessa, after all these years, like, she was in contact with this professor for years. For a couple of years, she was like over 30 years, and she was still with him, like not like relationship like what they did before, but they talked on the phone. They were constantly, she just didn't let him go. She didn't know how to move on from him. Her relationship that she kind of tries to have with people her age or boyfriend, she just ruins it, and it's not her fault. She was ruined by this professor. Even she went to therapy and she talked, and she still defended the professor, even though he got allegations again and again that he did some inappropriate things to little girls, that he touched them and all of that. And Vanessa was kind of, not exactly defending him, but like, he only touched them. He didn't do anything else. While with her, he went beyond more. He did so much more with her. So I guess her view is, why are they complaining? He didn't do nothing. Because she thought he didn't do nothing what he did to me. And yeah, Vanessa is struggling. This book is so, it's dark, like My Dark Vanessa. It's dark. I liked it. I like this book. But God, in some pages, it just made me so uncomfortable. So if this type of stuff doesn't bother you, I do suggest you read it. But if it does bother you, please don't read this book. And to the next book. This is the second book from The Housemaid, but this one is The Housemaid's Secret. The first book wasn't so bad, but I liked this one a lot more. I thought that it's not going to be connected, but it is. We have Millie again. We have Enzo, which they were in a relationship for a couple of years. And Enzo had to move back to Italy because his mom got sick. So she stayed alone in New York. And after 2 years have passed, she got a new job, a new boyfriend. Oh yeah, Enzo and Millie have been dating. So since he had to go back and he didn't know when he will return, so yeah, 2 years passed and she got a new boyfriend, because again, I guess he would not be coming back or something like that. But yeah, Millie got a new job again, but another very rich people to clean up their house. And this one was like, if you read the first book, she was used, and in this one she was used again. Millie is such a good person that she wants to help a woman, especially if her husband is being abusive. But in this one, in the first book, the husband was abusive, but in this one, he wasn't. everything was a lie and Millie fell for it. The client, Wendy, was not abused. In fact, she wanted to frame Millie and she succeeded. Millie never told her new boyfriend, Brooke or something like that, that she was in prison, and she's keep thinking like, I want to tell him, and it never happened until she was framed for murder. He found out and he just left her, like he didn't want nothing to do with her. But someone came back, and that is Enzo, and of course he will not let her go. He is there for her, and I have a feeling that Enzo is hiding something. I don't think he's a perfect Italian man. He has his own secrets, and I kind of hope that in the third book, because the third one is already out, and it's going to be hard for me to get the third one, because it just got translated and it will be in my library, and I know that a lot of people are reading this book and they want to know what happens next. So yeah, I hope in the third book we get to know Enzo a little bit more, because I have a feeling that he's perhaps in some type of Italian mafia. But yeah, back to the story. Millie was framed and she was a suspect to the murder, but in the end she was let out. She is free. They have a happy ending, Millie and Enzo. They moved back together. I will not tell you what happened or how it got resolved, and all that murder and why it happened. Just read the book. I think this second one, to me personally, is better than the first one. So I do recommend. And to the third book, I'm reading an Ellie Hazelwood book, and it's Check and Meet. I have to say, I don't know, I didn't read a lot of her books. I only read 2, and they had a little bit more spice than this one. This one hardly anything even happens, which is kind of shocking. I was not expecting in her books to be like that, but I am kind of excited to read her other book, which I'm not gonna mention which one. And apparently that one is quite spicy apparently. But let's talk about Check and Meet. We have Mel. She is having a hard time with her family. She's the only one that works and earns money. Her mom is kind of like sick. She has 2 younger sisters, so everything falls on her. She had to drop out of school, get a job, and her best friend, kind of wanted her to be in this game of chess, because she knows she is good. She used to play it as a kid. Her father taught her that, and it was supposed to be like a donation type of thing. And first she was like, no, you know why I don't play chess, and and she ended up going. And her first opponent is a guy who is like #1 player in chess, and she won. And it all went from there. She lost her job that she was working, but someone else found her to come to her company and play chess. And when Mel saw how much money you actually earn if you win, she was like, this could really help my family. The reason why she doesn't want to play chess is because it reminds her of her father, and she blames herself for what happened to her father, what happened to her family. And I guess that's one reason she didn't want to play it. But Nolan, the guy that she won chess game against, Nolan, the guy that she won the game of chess, he's very interested in her. He's fascinated, and he wants to play a game against her again, because he thinks that she is a really good player. Also, it's so fun when you get a book or a character who is male and he's a virgin. Like, you don't get that in books. He was never interested in girls. Everything about his life was about chess, because his grandfather kind of taught him chess. But with Mel, he was very interested in her and he wanted to, well, have a relationship with her. Things didn't go all that well, especially with rumors. Like, Nolan has an enemy in the game of chess that guy wants to beat him. I kind of forgot his name because he's not that important. And he spreaded like rumors about Nolan, that Melly is his girlfriend, that he donates in this company that Mel works, like he's the biggest donator or whatever. And Mel got this idea that she just wasn't, I don't know, she just wasn't okay with it, that these rumors were spreading like that. And the things that were said were not true, and some things were true. But things got better, and she got to play chess again. Her family supports her. This was kind of like a tearjerker, especially when it comes to family. It did make me a little bit cry, because she was working so hard, and she thought that like she's not appreciated by her family, especially her younger sisters, what she's doing for them. And Mel always thought about her family and she never thought about herself. So this time her mom like sat with her and said, "We want what's good for you. What do you want?" And they support her with chess and that she should play chess again, despite what happened and the connection with their father. So yeah, it is a cute book. I liked this one. And yeah, if you like, there's no dirty talk, hardly any sex scenes, it's just mentioned. And yeah, if you like that, go read this one. This one was really cute. I like this book. And the final book. This is my first read of this author, Samantha Young, and it's Cosmic Kind of Love. We had it in my library, and always when I go to my library, I always see this book like, okay, I have to read it. And it is such a cute book. I don't know. Cute couple. Very cute couple. So we have Haley and Chris. And it's so interesting how you can meet your soulmate, I guess. So Haley's work is to prepare she's like a wedding planner or planner for birthdays, weddings, engagements, whatever. That's her job, and she is really good at it. So when her new client Darcy sends her a mail of what she has idea for her wedding, she also sends something that she shouldn't. And Haley was watching videos of her ex-boyfriend Chris, who was an astronaut, and he was in space sending her these videos and talking about it. And Haley felt bad, but she really was interested in Chris and the way he talked about space, and she just found him very charming. And yeah, she felt bad, and she sent her own mail back to him, like apologizing that she watched his videos and how it came to that. And then she sent her own kind of a videos of talking about her life back to him, even though it said that her videos cannot reach that mail or something like that. But Chris secretly watched them as well, and he found Haley very interesting. And they met in Darcy's engagement party. Basically, Chris and Darcy are like friends, even though they split up. But he came there. Haley immediately apologized to him for watching. He didn't confess to her that he watched her videos, which tells you that that Haley has more guts seeing the truth that he does. But yeah, she's such a bubbly person, and she's a people pleaser, and that's something that people really take advantage of, especially her parents. Her parents are going towards a divorce, and she's in the middle of it. Even though she is an adult and all that, she is going through stress because of both her father and her mother. And Chris kind of helped her to stand on her own feet and finally say that they are actually hurting her. But Chris also has his own problems with his own father. His father is like a very known businessman, and he's constantly like controlling Chris's life. And Chris also said like that's enough. I don't want anything to do with you, because his father almost destroyed the relationship that he was building with Haley. Just because Haley wasn't this all-known person with a big job or something, because Darcy, his ex, she comes from a really high family, and his father kind of wants him to go back with Darcy, since Darcy's wedding never happened. She broke up with her fiance. So yeah, he didn't allow that to happen. I guess this is like what it means to communicate with your partner, because Chris was kind of hiding certain things, and he thought that it's not so important to involve Haley in, which Haley said that no, if we are in this together, I want you to talk with me about it. And this was huge, how communication actually means so much in a relationship. Was there spice? Of course. It wasn't such a big spice, but it goes like 2.5 hearts. But like I said, this couple is so cute. I enjoyed reading this book. Okay, so let's go back to the first page, and we are going to add stars, how much I'm reading these books. So for my Dark Vanessa, it goes for 4.5 stars. Like I said, this book is going to stay in my head for a while. The Housemaid's Secret, same, 4.5 stars. Check-in Mate, 4 stars. A Cosmic Kind of Love, 4.5 stars. The pages this is how many pages I was reading. Formats, I have 2 paperbacks, which are the books that I have at home, and 2 hardcover books, which I got it from my library. So yeah, that is all of my reading for this month. I really do wish I could read more books in 1 month, but I guess what I noticed is many people read a lot of books because they are using audiobooks, and I don't. I really like reading books. So yeah, thank you so much for watching for my little video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in my next one. Ciao ciao!